Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
All right, welcome back. So we started out a little bit of light snow this morning as expected, but that's really it. That was our only chance to see any snow really between now and Christmas. Now, as we get ready to go into the rest of the week, the weather pattern's much more tranquil. It's still kind of chilly, but I guess apropos, right? I mean, we're going into winter here. As we take a look downtown tonight, temperature in the upper 20s with that west to northwest wind, which will diminish somewhat late tonight. And as we get some clearing, I think temperatures will drop into the low 20s and teens, so it will be a cold night. But as we look ahead as what to expect, any leftover light snow flurries that are out there this evening will fizzle. And then, like I said, we'll get into some clearing later tonight. Now, there will be, so we're still kind of keeping an eye on some residual high water, very localized flooding, but the flood threat is way down compared to what it was last night at this time. And like I said, thankfully much calmer as we head into the rest of the week. And it's a big week, right? Getting ready to go into Christmas, so you might be running around doing some last minute errands, some last minute shopping. I think the weather will cooperate. All right, numbers out there tonight dropping into the 20s as mentioned. So 27 in Marcy and Rome. Checking in at Norway, 24, 29 in Little Falls, mid-20s down in Cooperstown, over to Milford and Hartwick. Temperatures here are in the low and mid-20s, Edmiston as well. And up north, temperatures here are in the low 20s. And again, as temperatures, as the sky clears tonight, the wind speeds drop, these temperatures will follow suit as well. So it'll be a cold start to tomorrow morning. And like I was talking about just a little while ago, we have these little individual flood warnings that still persist here. So anywhere you see those green kind of speckles, those are individual flood warnings. But for the most part, the flooding is done. And we're watching a little bit of clearing take place off to the west. So as we go through the overnight, I think we will get into some clearing by tomorrow. And really, a little bit of cold today, and it's still going to be chilly as we go into tomorrow and Friday. But then look, warmth starts to build again as we go into the weekend. So by Christmas, the chances of a white Christmas, nada. It's not going to happen. The Grinch stole our white Christmas, but it doesn't matter because that guy's magic. And he could do it, you know, he can make it work no matter what the weather. But the weather for travel, any last minute shopping or whatever you have going on looks pretty good. So you define a white Christmas by 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. Why at 7 a.m.? I don't know, but needless to say, it's not going to be the case this year. Back here tonight, any leftover evening flurries fizzle, and then the sky will become partly cloudy with a low of 22. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, dry, not as cold. High temperatures in the upper 30s by the afternoon. Clouds give way to increasing sunshine as winter arrives Thursday. Chilly air, 34. More sunshine Friday, 36. Other than some spotty sprinkles or wet flurries Saturday, most of the day should be dry. Temperatures near 40. Christmas Eve, 42. And there's your green Christmas this year. Temperatures upper 40s to near 50 before some light rain by Tuesday.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you know, I guess it depends on your perspective. If you wanted that white Christmas, it's not going to be the case this year, but if you like the sun and warmer weather,
there we go.
Good for you.
All right, thanks, Craig. Still to come on Eyewitness News at...
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
All right, so we had a little snow this morning, but like I've been saying, that was our last chance, really, of anything in terms of a white Christmas between now and Christmas. Now, it's chilly, but the weather's very quiet here as we go through the next several days, other than some minor matters. And we'll talk about those here in a moment. We look downtown right now with a temperature at the top of the hour at 25 degrees. So with a clear sky and winds becoming light, the temperatures will drop into the low 20s, I think, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Numbers now are in the mid-20s here in Utica, down to Paris at 23, 27 in Rome. if you want to. 25 right now in Worcester. Richfield Springs at 24, Canjo 28, and right around 20 degrees in the heart of the Adirondacks tonight. Here's what to expect. So we still have this very light stream of flurries, very localized, but they're in the process of shrinking up, breaking up, falling apart. The other thing that we're still watching is the flood threat is way down compared to what it was. It's like not a huge issue anymore. But there are still some localized areas that have some high water, some residual localized river flooding. But thankfully, much calmer as we go through the rest of the week. All right, let's talk about what to expect here as we go through the rest of the overnight. There we go. Sometimes, see, I have this magic clicker thing. Sometimes you have to put an extra quarter in it to make it work. Anyway, here's a look at satellite Doppler radar, and it's pretty quiet here across much of the northeast. The old storm system moving away up into Atlantic Canada, clearing sky coming in. So that clear sky and light wind will allow temperatures to drop as we go through the overnight. Now, I mentioned it's cold air, but it's cold and then not. So look at all the warmth building out in mid-country again. So let's watch this as we progress right through the rest of the week and into the weekend. And here it comes. So there's Christmas Eve. Notice we're starting to get into some of these warmer colors, right? So you'll notice that coming up in the 7-day forecast. And the white Christmas, that guy right there, stink, stank, stunk. He stole our white Christmas. Not happening this year. The chance is like less than 5%. But doesn't matter to this guy right here. That jolly old elf, he's magic. And he can make it work no matter what. So here's your forecast tomorrow. We're talking upper 30s with a pretty mix of clouds and sun. South we go into the central Leatherstocking region. I think 37 in Edmiston, Cooperstown 38, Richfield Springs about there too. And we're in the mid and upper 30s across the DAX here tomorrow. So tonight, those leftover flurries fizzle. The sky will turn partly cloudy and low temperatures by morning at 22. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, dry, not as cold by the afternoon, 38. Then a weak little front comes south Thursday, which the solstice, by the way, arrives 10:27. It's going to feel cold as temperatures actually may drop through the day Thursday. Teens and single digits Thursday night. So get ready for that. More bright sun Friday, mid-30s. Just a few sprinkles or wet flurries Saturday. No big deal. Last minute shoppers, last minute errands on Sunday look fine. And the weather Christmas Day, upper 40s to near 50.
That is not stink, stink, stunk.
Not in your book, huh?
Nope, not in my book.
There's a lot of people that just want the white Christmas.
Yeah. But speaking of stink, stink, stunk, here's Brennan Miller with Eyewitness Sports.
Now, your Eyewitness Weather forecast.
So we started out this morning with a little bit of light snow, but that was it. And as we go through Christmas, other than some very minor weather systems, it's just not going to be a white Christmas this year. Sorry. Still have had a few flurries kind of lingering around downtown here, but those are in the process of tapering. It's 22. The sky is clearing and a west-northwesterly wind at 5 miles an hour. So we take a look at temperatures tonight. So we're in the mid-20s here in downtown, up to Marcy and Rome at 25. 26 in Clinton, Paris, 23. Numbers into Otsego County tonight are in the mid-20s. Hartwick up to Richfield Springs, Springfield Center at 25. 19 right now in Old Forge and Blue Mountain Lake, so the heart of the Adirondacks up here. Obviously the higher elevations, so it gets colder. So here's what to expect. Any leftover lake effect, well, we had some lake effect snow early and then just some flurries here this evening, but any leftover flurries will taper through the rest of the overnight as the sky clears out. We also still have some residual localized river flooding. It's not an overwhelming threat like it was. And thankfully, much calmer weather as we go through the rest of the week here. So let's talk about what's going on topside tonight. Satellite radar. We've had some clouds and some sprinkles and of snow flurries coming southeast of Lake Ontario. Those are in the process of moving north. There's the old area low pressure moving up into Atlantic Canada and moving away. Then we look to the west. High pressure to the west. A little bubble of high pressure comes in tomorrow. So that should help clear the sky out a little bit. We should have more sunshine through the day tomorrow, but it's kind of like a blend, the perfect blend of clouds and sun. So it'll be cold tomorrow and into Thursday and Friday, but look west, the warm air building again out here in mid-country. That's all headed this way, so by the time we get into the weekend, notice the warmer colors starting to show up here in the Great Lakes and Northeast. So the chance for a white Christmas, which is defined as 1 inch of snow on the ground at 7 a.m., is less than 5%. So it's not going to happen this year. Santa doesn't care. He can make it work. But the Grinch stole our white Christmas, man. Sorry, not going to be the case this year. So upper 30s tomorrow with that pretty mix of clouds and sun. Down to the south, I think numbers are in the mid and upper 30s in Edmiston. Down to the Table Rocks, Nonianta, 36 in Cherry Valley. And we're in the low and mid and upper 30s up north with a mix of clouds and sun. Eyewitness weather forecast tonight, we lowered the temperature to 20 as the sky clears. Then tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun. Dry, not as cold by afternoon, a high temperature of 38. 7-day forecast, a little weak cold front comes through Thursday. So temperatures are going to drop through the day Thursday, but will increase the sunshine with dry air. Thursday night into Friday, I think many areas outside of, in the countryside, the colder areas will be down in the single digits, so that'll grab your attention. About 15 here in town. Sunshine and 36 Friday. A weak weather system approaches Saturday. Nothing more than sprinkles or flurries. It's not going to add up much. So if you have any last-minute errands or shopping or whatever you're doing, traveling this weekend, the weather should cooperate. As we start to turn milder, going into Christmas Day, temperatures upper 40s to near 50.
That 15, it's grabbing my attention.
It's going to be cold Friday morning.
But I'm looking forward to that close to 50.
Yeah.
It's also grabbing my attention. Thanks, Greg. All right, the last of 3 Uticans involved in an incident